How's it going, everybody? It's me, Shane. I'm here to give you another Mashle Magic and Muscles episode review. Today's episode is episode 11, Mash, Burndead, and Survival of the Fittest. Before I go any further, please hit that like button, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to be notified of more videos like this one, showing that you're the fittest by getting these reviews first. Also, by helping me get to 1,000 subscribers. We got this. So, today's episode was probably the first time where I kind of felt like, okay, you're getting kind of average now, right? And I hate to say average because there was some cool stuff in here. Some of it was redeemed by learning of Abel's backstory, but still some frustrations nonetheless. So the highlight obviously is Mash versus Abel. And Abel's the puppet master, right? So we go through our several phases. We go through Mash having to fight the level 1 puppet, which he beats the hell out of. You get Mash fighting those next level puppets, right? That the one where it kind of got to jump on him before, and Mash beat the hell out of that. And as the battle ramps up, apparently Abel's able to use the puppet strings to make Mash punch himself in the face. And then he goes and says, you know what? That's classless. Not going to do that. He makes Mash fight Puppet Finn, who apparently we learned from Finn saying that a puppet captured him. They went and captured Finn. Couldn't capture Dot because apparently Dot was too hurt, which we just see Dot's face is caved in. It's as if someone punched him really hard. Okay, all right. Poor Dot. Whatever. He fights the Finn, and he tells him, "Yeah, who told you you could battle against it? If you raise a hand, I'll break him. Unless you want to break him yourself." And then Abel's just going on this self-righteous rant, talking about how people believe that humans are intrinsically good, but I don't believe that. And Mash has some really good one-liners. Like he goes, "Oh, you're a person that thinks you're really deep. Okay, I got it." Or he tells him early on, "Okay, so your ideals, yeah, we're not going to be able to be friends." Or when Abel says, you know, the weak have to do what the strong say, survival of the fittest. Mash is like, all right, so if the strong get whatever they want and the weak have no choice, when I beat you, that means you gotta give me lemon. Or he says, so if the strong defeat the weak and all this other stuff, what happens when I beat you? He's coming back with these, just jabbing him in with these one-liners. And with the battle with the puppet Finn, the axe breaks, the mace breaks, and Mash does, I wrote down what I thought were the coolest parts. He does one of the coolest things is he take the gold coin. He's like, you wanted this, right? Flicks it. Coin breaks all the strings, turning Puppet Finn back into regular Finn. And he gets it. He's like, oh, looks like this coin really likes me. Forces Abel to use his other magic when Mash goes in, because he does the string thing again. And Mash is like moving the strings enough to break his fingers back. Goes in, knees him in the face. The guy touches him, and Mash starts to turn to a puppet. And when he goes to get the coin, he grabs Mash's cream puff, and the puppet Mash uppercuts him, turning Mash back into his regular self, which was explained to us as oh yeah, talking about inferior genes. If I beat you, does that mean your genes are inferior? That was funny. When it came to the puppet uppercut, he's talking about spinal reflex, which the puppet magic works as the outside of the person is a puppet, but the inside is still human. But what his magic does is it cuts off the body's ability to send electrical signals throughout the brain to move body parts. But the spinal reflex is like when someone takes the hammer to your knee kicks. Or what was another example? When you go to touch something hot and you feel it's hot, you instantly recoil back before, it's the ability for your body to skip a process so that you can just move it before realizing what's going on. And so when we get to this point of Mash breaking through this. By the by, Love Cute, she has come back to this room. She's like, looks like I came at the wrong time because they're fighting. And we get Abel's second level magic. It's Marionette's second, I think he's called like Garm puppet or something like that. Harm puppet. Where, you see in an intro, the three heads, the weird arms and all this stuff. And he says, when the strings from this thing touches you, you turn into a puppet instantly. And that's it. You can't even see the strings. So we're going to get you. And you see the puppet doing some slams and stuff. And Abel's talking all this trash. And he says to him, I have to give you respect. Back when he actually got Mash into a puppet, he was saying how Mash is a rabbit. And a rabbit can't do anything before a wolf. So it doesn't really matter. And when the puppet's doing all the smashing and stuff, he's still talking trash. Mash has broken this thing down. This thing is broken and busted up. And he's like, wait, what? How did you, what? And Mash is like, oh, I'm being appreciated. Love says, this is exactly what I saw. And I like that they brought Love here because love is for us. Love is for the viewers to understand what's going on. The moment the invisible to him, but we can say the moment the invisible string things came down, Mash twisted his body in a weird way so that the moment it touched the left side of his body, he reached over and ripped the strings. And she says, I can't believe it. Abel calls him inhuman, which that pretty much is inhuman. He says, I can't believe he's Love is like, this is such a savage and instinctive strategy. And Mash comes back and says, what's wrong? It looks like you're sweating, Mr. Rabbit. Beats the hell out of the puppet. And Abel says, I never considered that I was the rabbit. And Mash does another new move called Erector Spinal or Spine magic. All he does is zoom past him, does a jumping tombstone pile driver on this guy. Just completely beating him. So after Mash taking him down, forcing Abel to use more and more magic, or Abel, however they want to say it, we get his backstory. Ultimately, his mother was a kind woman, born to nobility, but shown kindness to everybody, especially those who were less fortunate. And she always told him, or always said, the fact that we were born into nobility is just happenstance. We were lucky to be born into nobility. So she did things for people, gave things away, and she was giving food away. And one guy wanted to take all the food, and when she resisted, the dude stabbed her. Crazy face dude stabbed her. And, the guy said something like, oh, you should consider comeuppance since you were so lucky. You hate characters like that. I hope the guy got his comeuppance, right? But that's Abel's whole basis for this thing going, the dregs are just that. My mother died being kind and naive, and another word, NIF. I didn't even bother looking it up. And Mash goes, hey, bad people are just bad people. Doesn't matter what their social status is. There's always going to be, the person can be bad, whether they're rich or poor. And Abel's whole thing is like, no, most of them are at the bottom, though. The bottom feeders. And so after this, he looked for the best group of people who also dissatisfied with the world, such as the Abyss Razor guy, who he was, again, surprised that Mash was able to get through because he figured the only person that would give him problems was Rain. Rain Amis, the divine visionary, right? But he's like, I did my hands in the power that I shouldn't have, taking people's magic and making them sick. Because when he said, I'm only taking their power, you get Mash going, only you making people sick. Mash just had to beat him up, right? But then after this, he was saying it's natural to pillage the weak. And I'm like, dude, you're mad at actually just one guy. Why not get revenge on that guy? Why not find him and then stab him over and over? Stab him, heal him, and just do it until he goes crazy, right? Because the dude was fighting over a giant pot of food that was for everybody. Literally a 4-foot pot. So why not just fight that guy? And Mash goes, After he talks about the bad thing, he says, that aside, I beat you. Give me lemon. But Mash is just repeating, if you really think that people at the bottom need to go, we're going to have a problem. Because Abel's whole thing, people who are weak, people who shelter the weak, and people who have no magic should just be disposed of. Not exiled, disposed of. Now, I was under the impression that this magical society doesn't exile people who have no magic. I figured you all kill them. They've used the word cold. So what do you all do? Do you all shun these people off, or do you mercilessly kill them? I need some clarification. But man said he's slightly relieved that he's not a terrible person. He did it for his mom. I'm like, dude, this is where I'm like, he is actually a terrible person. The reason, no matter if you understand the reason behind it, still does not excuse what he's done. Period. There has to be a punishment for that. I like that we have heroes that are like forgiveness, and I do believe, you forgive and you don't forget. You kind of get like the Dragon Ball Super thing where Vegeta's like, why would you let him be free? Doesn't matter. We're stronger than him now. We can take him out. Or we've gotten that from other characters. I'm trying to think where the person said, we're hanging out with this guy. Yeah, we can beat him. If he gets out of line, we just beat him up because we did it before. So I guess that's Mash's reasoning. But you can't be like, oh, he's not a bad guy. No, you have trauma. I get it. But you all are 16, 17. I won't even say 15. You all don't look like no 15-year-olds. Like 16, 17. You're abducting people. You are hurting people. And I'm supposed to be like, oh, well, boo-hoo is mom. Look, I feel bad for you. But you're still a terrible person. And he still doubles down on being terrible, saying, I'm not changing my mind on what I believe. But that's okay, because Mash is going to end up saving him. How do I know? Well, after Finn and Lemon become normal, they do their hip hip hoorays, which Mash's monotone voice doing hip hip hooray is hilarious. We get what do we get? Wait. We get Finn calls Mash a hero. Lemon calls him her husband. He's like, I did it. He was juggling the gold coins, I guess he got from beating dude, and Abel's just like, mother, these people are ridiculous. Just looking at their joy, which I guess that's supposed to be him turning. I guess, but Dot comes up, sunken face, like I mentioned. They're wondering, where's Lance? We see Lance walking, and we have Rain behind him. Rain does his sword thing. Lance countered it. He's like, okay, you're innocent 0. The spider said his magic is on max. The person removes the Rain disguise as a Rain disguise. The Lance disguise. Generic blonde-haired, lipstick-wearing guy. Seems masculine guy with painted nails. Looks like a JoJo character. Rain is tell me why you're here, and all this other stuff. If you lie to me, I'll kill you. And he's saying, why would I tell you that? We're not friends. You got to open your heart to somebody. So I know I'm not going to tell you. Now, apparently, Innocent 0 is not a person. It is a secret dark magic organization working in the shadows of society. So not a single person. But apparently, this individual told Abel to find a certain something. But Abel couldn't find it and says he's useless. So he's going to go kill Abel. So Mash is going to defend him. So Mash is going to fighting this giant strong guy, which Rain said he's at the power level of a divine visionary himself. So Abel's not going to be able to fight him. But here's what's funny. As he's going to chase after him and try to stop him, a giant fork stops him. And we have this guy whose name is, John Pierre. And he introduces himself. He is the serial killer and cannibalistic John Pierre. Why would the villain call himself a serial killer or cannibalistic? Like he says, you're going to fight me, the serial killer cannibalistic Jean Pierre. It would have made more sense if Rain would have said, "That's the cannibalistic serial killer Jean Pierre. I'm your opponent." The dude's just officially naming his title. It just seems, I don't know. Maybe I was overthinking it. Maybe I'm overthinking it. But yeah, next episode is gonna be Mash Burndead and the Magic Mirror. So obviously Mash has to defend Abel. Cool. Where's Lance though? Was Lance beaten up and is stored somewhere? Was Lance kidnapped? Was there actually a Lance? I'm assuming there was a Lance because you wouldn't give us a backstory about a little sister. But where is Lance? We've gotten to this end, at the end of this Lemon retrieval arc, which Lemon does apologize for putting them through all that. And Mash is like, it's okay. And we get the strangely, oh, you said a nice thing, I punch you in the face. He doesn't get it, blah, 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 blah. But where's Lance, guys? The action is great as always. The comedy, Mash is, his timing is really good. Such as when Abel is like giving him praise in the very beginning, he's like, oh no, he's gonna figure out I don't have magic. And when Abel doesn't figure it out, he's just like, oh no, nothing. Whew. I enjoyed that. So all in all, I was ready to give this episode a 3.5 because just some of it's just you're gonna forgive this dude just because you hear, oh, I went down this path after some evil homeless dude stabbed my mom. So as opposed to going after that one individual, I hate everyone else that's poor and weak. And I don't think that people need to be sheltered, and I don't think people are naturally good. Okay. Also speaking in a very monotone voice. His voice may be more monotone, if not equally monotone as Mash. So is he supposed to be what Mash could have been? Who knows? But it's tempted to give it a 3.5. For me, it's between 3.5 and a 4. It's not horrible. I have to frown at instantly going, okay, well, you're not terrible because you did it for your mom. No, you should have said you did it because of what happened to his mom, which again still doesn't excuse it. And then we have the bad guy going, I'm the serial killer, cannibalistic Jean Pierre. You could have just said, it could have been much cooler, such as, I am the human connoisseur, Jean Pierre. That's much more menacing, right? Or at least have Rain say, oh, that's a serial killer. Have Rain say it, right? I don't know. 3.5, 4 for me. I teeter between them because Mash doing that super tombstone power driver, just going up in the tournament, going straight down. If there's ever a Mashle fighting game, I'm getting it for sure. If he doesn't show up in some type of Jump All-Stars Plus, that's a shame. Please let me know what you think in the comment section down below. What you think of the episode? Are you in leagues with me? Do you understand what I'm saying? Am I being too harsh on it? I don't know. It's just those things stood out to me as I'm watching it. Forgive, forget, no. I get it. It's just really, I would have been better if he would have said, I said it earlier, you did it because of what happened to your mom, but you got to learn a better way. Who knows? He has a capacity to be good, obviously, because of his mom. Obviously because of his mom being good, he has a capacity. Mash is going to save him, so maybe he'll see the light. Who knows? But please leave a comment down below. Hit that like button, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to be notified of more videos like this. Thank you for taking some time out to listen to me talk about Mashle, Magic, and Muscles. Remember, be good, be blessed, take care of yourselves. Be good to yourselves, be good to others. Either way it goes, don't be a jerk. Wash them hands, all right? And just remember, if you're ever feeling down and out and sad, reach out to somebody, all right? There's someone out there that would rather talk to you today than to miss you and mourn you tomorrow, all right? My social media is right there at the bottom. Give me a follow. I will not be mean to you. Just don't be a jerk, and then I won't be a jerk back. So, with all that, guys, I'm Shane, and I will definitely see you next week.